What if dreams aren't imaginary at all? What if they're the only moments you're not pretending? Every night, the masks slip, symbols rise, and the truth you avoid in daylight walks straight up to you in the dark. Tonight, we stop running and we start listening. Have you noticed how dreams carry a weight the waking mind cannot shake? A single image, a staircase, a shadow, a voice, lodges itself in your chest like a seed. You wake, heart pounding, and whisper, "It was just a dream." But your body doesn't believe you. Your body remembers. Because dreams are not entertainment. They are not chaos. They are the oldest language your soul still speaks. When the eyes close and silence takes the stage, consciousness does not end. It retreats. Like the tide drawing back into the sea, it pulls you inward, and in that hidden realm, your higher self finally begins to speak. So listen carefully. The journey begins not when you fall asleep, but when you stop pretending. And in the next moments, we will walk together. Through the doorway of symbols, through the hidden corridors of the subconscious, into the language you were born fluent in, and slowly forgot. Each morning, you wake and step into the outer world. You talk, you work, you think, you move. The mind stays busy, tied to tasks and timelines, but if the performer steps off the stage, the roles fall silent, and awareness turns back toward itself. Like the ocean tide pulling away from the shore, your consciousness retreats inward. It leaves behind the noise of the world and returns to the unseen. This is where dreams are born. They are not interruptions. They are the continuation of your life on another plane. In daylight, you speak in words. At night, your soul speaks in symbols. What you think is rest is actually a homecoming. What you think is escape is actually guidance. Dreams are the bridge between the outer and the inner, between the physical and the spiritual, between the story you. Every time your eyes close, you enter this rhythm, day and night, inhale and exhale. Outer life, inner life. Your awareness lives in both. And the only question is, do you notice the message when it returns to you? The conscious mind loves straight lines. It wants logic. It wants clear sentences. It wants things to make sense. But the subconscious does not speak this way. It speaks in feelings. It speaks in symbols. A dream may look strange, fragmented, even chaotic, but to the soul, it is perfectly coherent. Every figure, every color, every sound, every place, each one is a message. A friend appearing in a dream is not only that friend, it is the state of consciousness you connect with them. The dream is not showing you them. It is showing you you. A shadow chasing you is not a monster. It is fear itself, given form. So you can finally face it. Even the smallest detail matters. The color of clothing, the expression on a face, the atmosphere of a room. All are brushstrokes painted by your subconscious to send a message. If your waking mind is a book of sentences, then your dreaming mind is a gallery of symbols. You don't decode a painting with a dictionary. You stand before it. You let it move you. You feel its resonance. Dreams work the same way. They bypass the surface. They bypass the defenses. They go straight to the core of your being. This is why ancient traditions were filled with symbols. The serpent, the tree, the lotus, the sun. They are more than pictures. They are languages that bypass thought and awaken recognition. Dreams use the same language. They remind you that truth is rarely literal. It is symbolic, it is metaphorical, it is emotional, it is deeper than words. To understand, a dream is not to crack a code. It is to stand before its imagery and ask, what does this stir inside me? What memory does it awaken? What hidden state of being is it showing me now? And when you begin to approach them in this way, the confusion fades. Not as chaos, not as fragments, but as guidance. As the voice of your soul, spoken in the only language deep enough to carry its wisdom. No one likes the nightmare, the chase, the fall, the endless loop, the moment of fear so sharp it wakes you gasping in the dark. But what if the nightmare was never here to punish you? What if it was here to teach you recurring nightmares are not accidents? They are reminders. They return again and again because something inside you, a shadow chasing you, is not a monster. It is the fear you keep running from. A door that won't open is not a curse. It is a boundary you've accepted in your waking life. The fall that never ends is not an accident. It is your instability asking to be seen. The subconscious never throws anything away. It holds your memories, your traumas, your heartbreaks, your fears, everything you tried to bury in the daylight. And at night, it rises, not to hurt you, but to free you. The nightmare is the mirror of your wound. And when you finally stop running, when you turn to face what is chasing you, something shifts. The terror dissolves into the fear transforms into understanding, and what once haunted you now teaches you. This is why ancient traditions saw dreams as medicine. They knew the dream did not care for appearances, it cared for truth. It tore away the masks and showed you what you had to face. Fear unaddressed becomes control. Anger unhealed, pain avoided, becomes a prison. But when you meet these states in the dream, when you confront them, instead of fleeing, you reclaim the parts of yourself you once abandoned. And in that moment, healing begins. Every nightmare is a doorway. Every shadow is a messenger. Every terror you meet is carrying the part of you you need to become whole. It is your teacher. It is your healer. It is your soul calling you to come back to yourself. Healing through dreams is only possible when you can remember them. Because how can you heal what you cannot recall? How can you follow guidance if the message fades before the morning light? This is why remembering your dreams is a sacred practice. It is the art of catching the thread before it slips back into the depths. Without memory, wisdom dissolves. With memory, it becomes a map. The first step is intention. Before sleep, whisper to yourself, "I will remember." Place a journal beside your bed the moment you wake. Before you move, even fragments matter. A face, a word, a color, the atmosphere of a room, the sound of a voice you can't quite place. The smallest detail often holds the key. A single phrase, a single symbol, can open the door to an entire hidden story. Write without judgment. Write without trying to make sense of it. Do not wait. And as you record day after day, something begins to happen. Patterns emerge. Themes repeat. Figures return. Places unfold. What seemed like chaos reveals structure. What felt random begins to show intention. Your journal becomes more than notes. It becomes a mirror. It becomes the dialogue between your waking and over time, you realize you are not just remembering your dreams. You are remembering yourself. The subconscious is not far away. It is right here, waiting to be heard. And when you write, you are answering its call. Each entry is a conversation. Each fragment is a clue. Each remembered dream is a piece of you. And the more you remember, the more clearly your inner world begins to guide your outer life. Remembering your dreams is only the beginning. Writing them down captures the message. But true understanding comes when you begin to interpret. And interpretation is not about solving a puzzle. It is not about forcing meaning with logic. It is not about searching for some universal definition. Dreams are not codes to crack. They are mirrors to feel. The conscious mind will ask, "What does this mean literally?" But the subconscious invites you to ask, "What does this stir within me?" A falling dream may not be about falling at all. It may be the sensation of instability, the fear of losing control, the weight of groundless choices in your waking life. A dream of being trapped may not be a prison. It may be the reflection of a boundary you accepted without question. The walls you built around yourself, the limitations you stopped challenging. This is why symbols cannot be reduced to one answer. They are alive. They carry layers. They shift depending on who you are and what you're living through. To interpret is to listen with the heart, not the head. Close your eyes, return to the image. Ask, where in my body do I feel this? What memory rises when I see it again? What situation in my life carries the same weight, the same texture, the same color? This is how you learn your own language. Not from a book, not from a dictionary, the repetition of figures, the return of places, the cycles of scenarios. They are not random. They are insistent voices of your subconscious, urging you to pay attention. Every dream is alive with meaning. Every symbol is a door. And when you open that door, you discover that your dreams are not speaking in riddles. They are speaking in truths you've been too distracted to hear. The heart understands what the mind resists. And when you let the heart lead, the dream begins to reveal itself fully. There is a stage beyond remembering, beyond writing, beyond interpreting. It is the moment you awaken inside the dream itself. This is called lucidity, and it changes everything. It is not trickery. It is the natural extension of your relationship with the subconscious, a point where you realize, I am dreaming. And instead of waking up, you remain in this space. You are no longer a passive witness. You are a conscious participant. You can look directly at the symbols. You can ask the shadow what it wants. You can walk into the locked room and see what you've been avoiding. You can turn toward the figure that has always chased you and speak. This is not control. It is dialogue, a conversation with your own soul. Lucid dreaming allows healing in real time. The nightmare becomes a classroom. The fear becomes a teacher. And you, no longer running, finally begin to learn. One method is called wake back to bed. Set gentle alarms in the early morning hours, 30 minutes apart. Each time you wake, stay alert for a few minutes. Then return to sleep, mind awake, body at rest. This delicate balance often carries you straight into lucidity. Another method is meditation before sleep. Detach from your name, your role. Rest in pure awareness. Carry that stillness with you, and when the dream begins, you are more likely to recognize it for what it is. But lucidity requires humility. If you try to control too much, the dream collapses. If you let fear rise, you wake abruptly. The key is balance. Stay aware. But stay open. Let the dream unfold while you remain present within it. In this state, your higher self speaks not only in symbols, but in direct experience. Each moment becomes a chance for awakening. Each dream becomes a doorway into healing, and each night becomes a practice in transformation. A dream means nothing if it stays in the night. Insight without action dissolves like smoke in the morning air. The symbols may guide you, but only your choices can anchor them into reality. This is where the real practice begins, bringing the night into the day. After you wake, after you write, after you reflect, ask yourself one simple question: what small action can honor what I was shown? If the dream revealed a locked door, find the boundary you've accepted in waking life and push gently against it. If the dream revealed a younger version of you, offer yourself the safety, the compassion, the love they were searching for. If the dream showed you falling, take one step to create stability where you felt none. It does not need to be grand. It does not need to be dramatic. The subconscious is not impressed by performance. It looks for coherence. When your day begins to reflect your night, when the waking choices mirror the messages of your dreams, the two halves of your being align. The outer and the inner become one rhythm. This is how transformation begins. Not by chasing visions, not by forcing outcomes, but by weaving together what you are shown at night with how you live in the daylight. When you honor your dreams through action, they grow clearer, they grow louder, they grow more precise, because your soul sees that you are listening. This is the integration most people miss. They remember, they reflect, but they forget to embody. Do not forget, dreams are not meant to be admired, they are meant to be lived. And when you bring them with you into the waking world, your life stops being a performance. It becomes a dialogue, a conversation between the seen and the unseen, between your human self and your eternal one. There is a rhythm beneath your life, a pulse you've been moving to, even when you didn't notice. Day, the outer dissolves into the inner. The inner flows back into the outer, like breath, in and out. Like the universe, expanding and contracting. You are not separate from this rhythm. You are this rhythm. But most people forget. They live as if waking life is the only reality. They treat the night as emptiness. They call dreams illusions. And in doing so, they cut themselves off from half of existence. You are not meant to live only in daylight. You are not meant to breathe with one lung. You are not meant to hear only half of your own soul. Dreams are not interruptions to life. They are the other half of it. The hidden current moving beneath your waking step, the bridge between your mind and your spirit. The reminder that consciousness does not switch off. It changes rooms every time you close your eyes. The rhythm takes you inward. Every time you open them, the rhythm carries you outward. Two halves of the same cycle, two voices of the same self. And when you begin to recognize this, when you live as if the night and the day are equally alive, you stop dividing yourself. You stop dismissing half of your own truth. Life becomes whole again, complete, coherent. The rhythm you forgot is the rhythm you were born into. And when you remember it, something powerful happens. You no longer feel split. You no longer feel you are no longer wandering in fragments. You breathe in both directions. You live in both worlds, and you begin to walk through life as a complete being. Close your eyes for a moment, not to sleep, but to listen. Take a slow breath in, hold it gently, and let it go. Feel the body resting where it is. Feel the mind beginning to soften, and notice awareness does not stop when the world grows quiet. It only shifts. It only changes form. Think of a question, not a trivial one, a weight you've been carrying. Hold it gently in your awareness, as if you were placing it in your hands. Do not demand an answer. Do not force meaning. Simply offer it to the part of you that speaks in dreams. Whisper even silently, "Show me what I need to see." Picture yourself standing before a door. The surface may be plain, it may shimmer, it may darken, but it is yours. On that door is a symbol. Perhaps you know it, perhaps you don't. Do not force it to make sense. Simply see it. Simply feel it. Place your hand on the handle and promise this, that whatever lies beyond it, you will not run. You will not dismiss. You will not forget. Now, let the image fade, but hold the promise. Tonight, when you sleep, the door will open again. The symbol will return. The message will come. And when it does, you will be ready. Because you are no longer ignoring your dreams. You are meeting them. You are honoring them. And in that rhythm, between night and day, between outer and inner, you will find the truth your soul has been whispering all along. Dreams are not illusions. They are not random sparks of the brain. They are the living language of your soul. Every night, your higher self calls you inward. It shows you what must be faced, what must be healed, what must be reclaimed, and what you are capable of becoming. When you listen, life stops being something that just happens to you. It becomes a dialogue, a conversation between your human self and your eternal self, between the outer and the inner. So here is the agreement. You honor the night, and the night will honor you. You remember, you write, you reflect, you act, and the more you listen, the clearer the language becomes. The more you pay attention, the louder your soul speaks. The more you bring the symbols of night into the choices of day, the more coherent your life becomes. This is not superstition. This is rhythm. This is truth. This is you. So tonight, when the mask slips, when the symbols rise, when the truth you've avoided in daylight walks toward you in the dark, do not run, face it, write it. Live it, because your dreams are not just dreams. They are you speaking in the oldest language you have ever known, and once you recognize that truth, you will never dismiss a dream again.